Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Have you ever wondered why do some students lose their will to learn? That question brought me to class table 3 at SMKN 1 Batu Layar, and what I found was simple but powerful. Behind the same uniform, every student carries a different stories. Today, I'm here to share those stories, the challenges they face, and what we can do about it. This presentation title is The Problem and Development of High School Students at SMKN 1 Batu Layar. In this presentation, I will cover 4 main points. First, the basic concept of psychology itself, and the second, educational psychology, adolescents and their development. Third, the result and discussion from my case study in class table 3 at SMKN 1 Batu Layar. And finally, the conclusion and recommendation from this study. Let's start with the basic concept of psychology itself. The word psychology comes from Greek psyche meaning soul and logos meaning science. Over time, its meaning evolved from being the science of the soul into what we now understand as the science of human behavior. As B.F. Skinner stated, psychology is the science of behavior and experience. And second, educational psychology. What is that? This meaning more specifically studies how learners behave within an educational context. It bridges psychological theory with real classroom practice, and it helps teachers understand how students learn, what motivates them, and how to teach more effectively. Now, who are adolescents? Adolescents are individuals aged around 15 to 18 years old. In what we call middle adolescence, this is a transition period between childhood and adulthood. This development can be seen in 4 key aspects. First one is cognitively. Adolescents are developing abstract thinking, but they still need guidance. Second, emotionally, they tend to be sensitive, and this is often shaped by their family background. Next, social. They are strongly influenced by their peer groups, and motivationally, their drive to learn is shaped by individual differences and affective or emotional factors. To collect data for this study, I used 3 methods. The first one is observation, second one is interview, and the last one is questionnaire. What you see here is a sample of the questionnaire results, taken from one of the students, Puspita Sari, covering her identity, family background, and her attitudes towards learning. And then I'd like to clarify why I am only showing one student questionnaire here as an example. This is simply because of time and space limitation in this presentation. Showing all 10 students full questionnaires would like too long, so this single sample represents the format and type of data that was actually collected from all 10 students in class table 3. The complete data analysis for every student are included in the full written report, while this slide only highlights one representative case to illustrate how the data was gathered. Moving on to the result. This case study involved 10 students from class table 3 at SMKN 1 Batu Layar using observation, interview, and questionnaire methods. The key findings show 3 main things. The first one is the student family background are quite diverse. Some come from vulnerable conditions such as having divorced parents or being orphans. Second, their motivation levels vary from low to high, and some are really heavily on external factors rather than their own internal drive. Third, in terms of social behavior, negative peer influence was found to be a major barrier to learning for several students. Based on these findings, several intervention strategies were applied. First, an interest-based approach was used to boost motivation, referring to the work of Larson and Dornier. Second, gradual confidence building through scaffolding based on Vygotsky's theory. Third, forming positive study group to encourage peer learning based on Bandura's social learning theory. And the last one is personal mentoring combined with family support, referring to Braun van Brenner ecological system theory. After 8 weeks, the results show improvement in motivation, confidence, and social behavior in most of the students. In conclusions, adolescent psychological development is complex. The cognitive, emotional, social, and motivational aspects all influence one another. Approaches that account for individual difference are far more effective than a one-size-fits-all mention, as supported by Xavier Larson and Donier. Based on this, I recommended 3 things. First, apply educational psychology principle when planning lessons. Second, give extra attention to students coming from vulnerable family backgrounds. And third, build a positive and supportive social environment within the classrooms. Because behind every struggling student, there is a dream worth fighting for. Our role is simple: be the one person who believes in them. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.